Hi guys, it's MicheleMarieDalene here. Meet to you, and of course today is Tuesday. It's the 12th. Yeah, I did not forget about the Winston Town Republican meeting tonight at 6. Actually, I do remember that. I might be going. I haven't decided yet. I will.
Hey, did you bring?
What?
Did you bring your charger?
No, I did not.
Is this the same kind of phone that kid stole from me that day?
Same kind of phone someone stole from who?
You let me use a phone or borrow a phone.
No.
I think.
No, that was a Samsung Vibrant. This is not a Samsung Vibrant. This is an LG.
Oh.
This is a different phone.
You didn't bring your charger by any chance, did you?
I don't always have to charge my phone. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends.
I'm saying you didn't bring it with you today, did you?
Huh?
You didn't bring it with you today.
No.
No?
I had it charging before I came here.
Because I was going to see if you let me charge my phone. But your charger is way bigger than mine, so...
No, right. Without the adapter, my charger, one charger. But without the adapter, it does. Because it's got the... I got micro and a mini USB charger. This is standard iPhone 30-pin dock connector, which is different. So I need an adapter to use one of the standard chargers. Okay, I know. Yes, folks, I do have people I talk to. Okay, now, let's see. What's today's topic? Well, I mentioned about the Republican town committees tonight. It's going to be 6 o'clock in the blue room of the town hall. I'm going to go. I want to go. I really do. So, I'm going to try to find a way to get down there. And it's not too long to get there on foot. It's just going to be... takes me about 15 minutes tops to walk down to the town hall from where I live, and then I will go there and things like that. But Mike was asking me about cell phone chargers. Well, we can have a conversation on those, can't we? All right, so let's talk about that right now. The different frustrations of the Tower of Digital Babel. A quick rule of thumb is that most cell phones today, since around the late 90s, have all kind of standardized on two major USB subsets: mini USB and micro USB. Now, micro USB, of course, is smaller than mini, and those the charger ports used in most Android phones is the micro USB. It's also used in the BlackBerry Bold 9900 as well. So, the mini USB was used on the Motorola Razrs and a few other USB accessories. So, if you got a mini USB port, you'll notice it's bigger than the micro. Now, fortunately, like I told Mike, my iPhone uses an adapter, a 30-pin dock connector, which 4S is the last one of the iPhones to have that. I think the iPad 3 was the last of the iPads to have it. And there are several adapters made on the market for charging those devices. One of those happens to be an adapter that I have that has both mini and micro USB as input, and the 30-pin dock connector as the output. That takes care of that problem of being able to plug my phone into a compatible charger. The sad truth is I don't always take my phone with me. I have my charger with me because I don't usually always need it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on if you feel like lugging a cable. Problem with chargers is there's several many models out there in various degrees of quality manufacturing. The one that I liked the most was the one for the Motorola Razr. It was kind of heavy, kind of blocky, kind of big. It had a heavier cord on it. The problem is the cord is starting to show signs of not making good connections inside the wire. wires apparently are breaking right near the charger's end and needs to be repaired, which I can do. I just haven't got a chance to crack it open yet and try to fix that, but I'll get to it. Anyway, the main point is that wouldn't do him any good for what he showed me, which was an LG phone, because that was a mini USB and not a micro USB cord that needs. So, did him no good to use that phone. However, if I brought the current backup charger I have, which is a little iPhone cube, which is then plugged into a standard micro USB cable, I could have charged his phone, but that's not this phone. Okay. What else? Oh yes, I did not buy any lights for the studio last night because I am going to be focusing my money on getting some more CNC eye traps for February somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I will figure that out as we get closer to the month. Right now it looks very promising that we are going to have some extra, a little bit extra in discretionary funding to get things done with. I can't promise you anything. I will try. And of course, like I said yesterday's vlog, my studio really doesn't need a third light in there. As wicked bright as it is, and it's bright. I looked at a couple other technologies that my studio could have useful lighting sources, and there was definitely nothing comes close to the power outputs I would use, except for high intensity discharge lights, which such as HMIs. Those guys are definitely the next way step above the CFLs. And of course really expensive, but definitely way more in power use. Unfortunately, just like I gave up with the CFLs in my studio, I wouldn't be able to use the HMIs in my studio, because even with a good high quality enclosure that's designed for HMIs, the amount of ultraviolet rays that they can produce can be lethal. In fact, I was doing other research into ultraviolet rays, all three classes: UVA, UVB, and UVC. You can call UVC cleaning, as actually is the shortest of the ultraviolet rays. This stuff is used as germicidal lights in hospitals and things like that. Really, really intense energy that can blast away DNA in the ways that you could imagine. Great, that's why it's used in hospitals, especially to control MRSA and other nasty pathogens, and is part of the cleaning routine, because it does have that powerful feature. UVC can also be used to clean the air. Ultraviolet UVC light sources are sometimes used in HVAC systems to do the same job, which is to kill airborne pathogens, including in hospitals. The problem with UVC lights is they're available on eBay. I gotta warn you, if you're gonna tinker with those suckers, I can't tell you anything specifically how to protect your eyes from cataracts, because the amount of ultraviolet energy that comes out of those bad boys can easily cause a lot of the same damage that UVB can do, and worse, because of the way it destroys the DNA structure of exposed skin. It also, of course, can destroy plastic. So plastic packaging, plastic computer cases, whatever. That's why if you look at a lot of the computer cases in the 80s, you see a lot of them have turned dingy yellow. That's not because of deliberate UVC exposure. That's from sometimes being near the sun. which sometimes causes the same kind of plasticking turning into it, like it looks like it gets a suntan. Your typical Commodore 64 computer case, for example, tends to look like goes from a gray to a dungy brown. That's because it's a fire retardant that was used in that plastic. So yeah, there's a plastic fire retardant that was used that is also very sensitive to UV and causes the plastic to turn brownish. Very interesting to know that. You can treat it, use it as Westlife explained in his channel. He changed the name of his channel to the 8-Bit Guy. Basically, one of the things that you can do is to take hair bleach and like a hair bleach cream and spread it onto your plastic. Leave it in the sun or under a UV light, and it will actually remove the yellowing just like it does to my hair. And unfortunately, it's just as damaging to the plastic because you're going to use ultraviolet rays to do it. And it's not the same crap that actually give the less of the yellow look in the first place. Well, it turns out, and some people have demonstrated this technique, it works. So if you got some 30 or 20 val, 30 val bleach and you want to try to remove the yellowing on your Commodore 64, he demonstrated that with an Apple IIe. You gotta take the computer board out, ideally, and just basically slather the stuff all over the top, and then cover it with plastic wrap to prevent it from drying out, and then leave it in the sun for a few days, and it will actually dissolve the yellow or the browning component. Very interesting. But for me, I try to avoid the UVA, especially. UVA, UVB is the most two common main forms of ultraviolet rays that most people know about. UVA is with some black lights. UVB is more or less used to give you a sunburn, not a suntan, although it also does encourage the production of vitamin D in the body. I think they said something like one sunlight exposure to UVB creates something like 1,000 IU of vitamin D in less than a minute. Gee, it's funny, but all of us who are from the Nordic areas, we don't get enough vitamin D in the first place, so we tend to be very much at the mercy of things that where vitamin D deficiency can become a real big problem. One of the reasons why most people from Northern Europe and the high northern climates do not lose the ability to drink milk, because we need the milk to give us vitamin D, just like this milk here is vitamin D fortified. It's to help keep our bones strong. If you are in the southern climates or if you are near the Mediterranean, your milk drinking ability statistically pretty much peters out pretty much by your little early 20s and 30s, as your body is got enough vitamin D naturally from the sun that you're not going to need the additional vitamin D being provided by fortified milk. I don't know how much more to tell you, except if you obviously like me and you do need the vitamin D, well, you're going to take it one way or another. And if you don't need the vitamin D, your body's going to let you know it doesn't need it, especially in the form of dairy. If you drink dairy, it makes you feel sick to your guts, or, it just doesn't appeal to you, then your body's telling you that it doesn't want dairy. It's what's called lactose intolerant, because it's the sugar, the lactase, that your body doesn't need, okay? Now, speaking of need, I did not buy any lottery tickets this week. I'm not going to buy any. I can't really afford to. But honestly, guys, let's be honest. If nobody wins it this time, and I think someone's gonna, statistically speaking, come on, the number of tickets that sell is off the chart, okay? Now, if you buy lottery tickets and you do win, I want to say to you all ahead of time, please make sure to keep the needs of those people around you in mind. But, I mean...
Here's your hours.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, yes, I wanted to explain something I read here, got your attention. This is something that I found on the table this afternoon, and I'm not going to be able to... I'll read it to you, and then I'll explain what it's about. The open door is not a food bank. If you are in need, please go to Salvation Army. Hours for the Salvation Army are posted by the serving window. Then they realized that the problem that they were doing was, if you look at the tiny printout, it says food pantry. It doesn't say Salvation Army food pantry. Some people thought the food pantry was here, and there was a lot of confusion. And the staff realized that was a problem with that they needed to ameliorate the errors of their printing and their postings. I'm not going to go through all the hours right now. I will read you some of them. Today is Tuesday. They are not open for food pantry today. Let's see here. Food pantry hours are Wednesday, 11 noon to 5 p.m. And Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. So those are the 2 days. So, if you want food and you are in need, please go to the Salvation Army during those 2 days of Wednesday from 12 noon to 5 p.m. and Friday from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. They do. I don't see any information here about the evening, afternoon hours, but those are the 2 days, Wednesday and Friday. So that's when you can go to the Salvation Army and get some food. Please don't keep begging the soup kitchen for food, okay? That's not their job. They do put stuff on the giving table, but that's leftovers that they're not using, which was part of donations, and they decided to redistribute the wealth, if you will. Well, basically, it's just kind of, just like the old game goes, is what you see is what you get. Alright. Okay, yes, I am going to work on a video this afternoon, more than likely. I don't know what about, I haven't yet figured that out. And you can see my hair looks pretty good now, because I tried to remove some of the excess blue. Just by washing my hair out to kind of keep, kind of neutralize that. I thought the excess blue made my hair look a little bit too much like Jack Frost in the, Jack Frost in, Santa Claus 3 Escape Claus. So I kind of wanted to get some of the excess out, but not all of it. This blue fades anyway pretty quick, so it wouldn't take much work to just reasonably wash my hair like I would normally do, and I just did it twice, and it did a good job right there, cleaned out all the excess blue that may have been left over on the surface of my hair, and that looks good. So I'm gonna let you go. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Oh yes, by the way, for those of you up there in upstate New York, oh, wow, you lucky shit. You got snow. Lots of snow. Could you send some to Connecticut, please? We could use a little. Also, somebody up there in upstate or upper New England probably could use some too. Although I'm sure they got some. But us here in Connecticut, we didn't get much of anything yet. By the way, we're supposed to get maybe in 2 to 3 centimeters today, this afternoon. That sucks. I want make it 20 to 30 centimeters, baby, and I'd be ready to talk to you. I gotta admit, 20 to 30 centimeters of snow is a lot of snow, but it sounds like a good amount of snow. Especially since we haven't had any Right? Alright, but look, okay, let's go. Okay? Bye-bye.